So for those of you wondering, get a quick rev from inside the cab. You can hear the blower. All right, so looking at the logs, as you can see, this is the TRX stock. And, you know, we have here boost right before I get on the gas. Let me go to where I get on the gas here. I get out full throttle. And then we're watching the boost here as we slide 9.7, 10.1, 10.4. And then obviously it peaks out and then it kind of drops back down. So that's going to be the stock pull. And then let's look at the one with the intake that we just did. So where we at here? And this is with the RW Wragth Motorsports 5-inch intake. And again, boost is 7, 8, 9, and then we tip into 10, not like the high 10s, but we touch the 10s here, 10.1, 10.8, 10.4. So it's really, really close. I'm confident to say that, hey, A to B, it is gonna work. So another Hellcat pulling in, we're just pulling in the cards in. So I'm really happy with what I got. No knock across the board on both of the pulls, all the way to red line. Nothing in the scanner. The truck felt great. Pretty happy. All right, y'all, so got it done. Obviously, fans are pulled up. Let's look at the numbers here. This is the average of 3 pulls, consistent, stock, AFE, and then hours. What I want to highlight here, and again, no tuning changes, no nothing. I have no reason to lie. This actually data helps me. But you can see here, right here, our peak horsepower came in at 590 and then 535 foot-pounds of torques. And then before stock, we made 551, 549 foot-pounds of torque. So we actually picked up 39 horsepower, but we lost 14 foot-pounds of torque. And you can see the graph over here. So we have horsepower in the red, stock, and then our intake, and then torque in the red. And then obviously the stock, and then our intake picks up. So the biggest takeaway here is we did lose some torque down low, but for you guys trying to launch these trucks, that's exactly what we wanted. The Whipple comes on a little bit more linear. It's not as snappy as the stock blower. So giving up some torque on the bottom end, you got to remember this is a 5-inch tube, so the velocity is going to increase. I have a velocity stack, so the whole convergent, divergent effect's going to happen. So the air is going to come in, it's going to reduce, it's going to speed up, and then it's going to expand out into the 5-inch tubing. I think what we learned from this test is the restriction from the stock intake and from the AFE is the fact that these have to pull from the snorkel. So up top from the snorkel, and they have to pull from the front end of the truck. So as you can see, there's a bend here, there's a bend here, there's a bend here, there's a big filter, there's, it's feeding from there. So there's a lot of bends that disturb the air, obviously, and then that's going to kind of restrict the performance. Whereas our intake, and we just took the lid off now just to kind of showcase and show you guys really quick how our intake does. It feeds in from here. So as you can see, this part is still intact. So we're actually going to cut that piece out so it feeds fresh air. This customers are going to be going to the track, so we're not really concerned. We did a filter with a 6-inch, obviously. So we had to figure out the surface area and what makes the most sense. And then there's a velocity stack here. So ideally, as the air feeds from in front of here, it comes in here, you know, you get on the gas, it's going to suck it in. The velocity stack is going to direct this, and then it's got to expand to this 5-inch tube. There's no restriction coming from here. There's no restriction coming from here. So we lose torque because we have a larger diameter. So from the hit, speeds it up, but obviously less volume. And then when it gets the diameter of the 5-inch tube, the volume picks up, speed slows down. It's really consistent, and that's how we're able to make more power. To be honest, 40 wheel was a lot more than what we thought, but hey man, it's been consistent, pull after pull, truck after truck. These were the same numbers that we picked up on the 1000 package, and this is completely stock. I mean, I have nothing to hide. I have no pulley, I have no nothing to test. We're all done the same. So 4th gear, 75% load on my dyno, 2000 to about 6200, whatever the stock shift point is at. So I'm really happy. We're going to take this off, we're going to powder coat it, we're going to tear this truck apart, get the Whipple on there, do the works, put it back on, and then see what it makes. So that's it for now. We'll definitely check in and keep you guys posted.